Boss, I want to talk to you about a very wonderful opportunity. In today's conversation, I want to speak to you about how to start a GoShare delivery business that makes $1 million at least a year. Think about that. There is a wonderful opportunity right now with the GoShare, so I want to share with you everything you need to know. Don't you go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee of the Awesome Sorty Cool Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about how to start a GoShare delivery business that makes at least $1 million a year. Okay, there's a fantastic opportunity. First of all, let me talk to you about the overview. What is the opportunity? So what is GoShare? So with GoShare, it's very simple. You register with them, okay, and you get a delivery alert. Okay, whenever a load is available near your city, they will actually notify you. You accept deliveries that you want. Okay, so if you are available and interested, you just accept the delivery in the app. Everything happens in the GoShare app. Okay, and you do the work. So you arrive at the pickup address at the scheduled time, and you deliver the cargo for the customer. Okay, and you get paid. Okay, so GoShare will handle the customer payment and direct deposit you're earning in 4 days, 3 to 4 days. Okay, and so how much can you really earn? Well, for pickup trucks, as you can see on the screen right now, pickup truck, the average earnings go between $52 and $68 per hour. Okay, that's decent, really. For a full-size cargo van, average earnings you're looking at $71 to $102 per hour, of course. For a box truck, you have average earnings of $87 to $109, and for courier, you have, I'm talking about cars, SUVs, minivans. You are speaking about average earnings of $38 to $40. Now, what we have seen here is that in reality, hourly rates are even higher. Okay, we've seen a lot of clients who are reporting earning a lot of cash, really, especially if you are in large metropolitan areas. This is really good. Now, if you have a fleet of vehicles and you want to talk to GoShare, it's a lot better to contact them. Okay, so the whole story here is that when you have GoShare, you are basically actually accessing a leading marketplace for truck owners, van owners, and delivery professionals who are really ready and willing to connect with local businesses. Okay, think of it as a load board, really. The only thing is you're not bidding, boss. You're not bidding. They do the bidding for you. They just bring you the job. That's what you need anyway, right? Right now you have a vehicle, and the whole thing is to generate as much as ka-ching as possible. You want to monetize your van. So GoShare is a great opportunity here, okay, in terms of having a marketplace that actually takes care of everything. And all you have to care about is just deliver the cargo for the customer. Wonderful opportunity. And the whole thing is, if you work hard, if you are in the right city, you have the right van, you have the right opportunities, you can make more than $1 million a year. We've known several people who are currently banking right now. They're making a lot of paper right now. And this could also be your opportunity, boss. This could be your opportunity. So the first thing you need to do, and here I'm talking to you about the steps. Boss, we are still having a conversation about a $1 million plus opportunity with GoShare, okay? And so the first step here is the truck. You need to have a truck or a van. Very important, okay? Now the thing here is that when we talk about truck or van, it depends on your geography. It depends on the kind of load you want to haul. Okay, it depends on the kind of vehicle it depends also on your ability. Very important. Okay, now when we talk about cargo vans, box trucks and pickup trucks are the best vehicles to use for this GoShare business. Okay, now fuel efficient vehicles are also recommended because you will be racking up a lot of miles on your delivery routes. Now this is not an OTR assignment. This is not an OTR gig. Okay, you will be working within cities. Okay, most of the time. Now, if GoShare wants you to go OTR, not a problem. They'll just let you know. But the cool thing here is that you'll be paid more. You'll be paid more. Okay, so when we talk about getting a truck or van, what are we talking about? We are speaking about the Mercedes Sprinter van, for example. Okay, this is a high-end model. So if you are in a financially sound position and you want to spend the extra dollars, this is the best cargo van. But if you need it for power, move on, because it's not really powerful. Okay, now the rear cargo space comes in different heights with a high roof option available. So it is, in our view, in our research, the longest cargo van on the market really. Then you also have the Nissan NV cargo van. It's the most powerful option with horsepower getting as high as 317 in some models. Think about that. A horsepower above 300? That's fantastic, boss. However, the height of the NV is just 7 feet. So this is something you need to think about. It does offer the option of full seating, allowing it to carry 12 people, including the driver. Okay, so if your primary objective is cargo, then the NV may not be the best bet. Let's talk about the Dodge Ram ProMaster cargo van. Fantastic horsepower also. We love the fact that, now, one thing I want to say here is that it is the most affordable option because it starts at just 30 grand. Okay, this is really good. So the horsepower is average, but what we love is that you are able to actually start. Okay, it is affordable. You can start, and later on you can change. And then you have the Ford Transit cargo van. Now, the Ford Transit cargo van has the most options available by far, ranging from models rivaling a minivan to the tallest cargo van on the market with a height just above 9 feet. So if you have specific needs, the Transit is most likely able to meet them. So I just gave you a couple of vehicles, a couple of cargo vans that will be suitable for this GoShare delivery business, boss. So after getting the cargo van, the second thing you got to get here, you got to think about the equipment. Very important. Do not underestimate this, because the whole thing here is that once you have your truck or a van, you are halfway to starting your local delivery business. You are able to start making that paper with GoShare. Now, you have to start thinking about what type of equipment you need, because the whole thing here is that you're going to have a lot of needs in terms of equipment. Think about it, because depending on the job, you may have a need for some tools that make moving large items simple. It's all about making sure you don't actually hurt yourself on the job, right? So we have to be very serious, boss, very serious. So you need to get the right equipment to get the job done safely. Remember, we are talking about having at least $1 million in GoShare, and we're just trying to do this without hurting ourselves. Nobody wants to hurt himself or herself, right? Very important. Safety first, okay? Your safety and the safety of your men and women first, very important. So here are a few pieces of equipment I recommend, and this is what our research shows works fantastically when you consider a GoShare business opportunity, okay? First, ratchet straps. So they're also known as cargo straps or tie downs. So they are the most secure way to tie down your cargo. Very important. You need to tie down your cargo, boss, okay? And then you have to think about moving blankets, also called furniture pads and moving pads. Those furniture blankets protect items and prevent damage. Very important. Then you have a moving dolly, okay? So moving dollies are ideal for moving very heavy items, including large pieces of furniture. Okay, so if your client want you to haul some kind of heavy piece of furniture, you need a moving dolly, and you need bungee cords. Okay, so those are ideal for securing items together, okay, onto dollies, of course, or for providing extra support to items secured with ratchet straps. Very important. Bungee cords, do not underestimate their importance. They are very important. Okay, and then you might need also stretch wrap. Okay, some stretch wrap here because you need to wrap items securely to protect them while moving, right? So stretch wrap, also called pallet wrap, is ideal for protecting furniture and appliances. Then you have to think about dolly or hand truck. Okay, so you want to safely transport large items and avoid back injury, which is really important. Do not get hurt. Safety first, remember? So if you use a dolly or hand truck, this is fine. There are several types of dollies though, including furniture dolly, four-wheel dolly, appliance dolly, platform dolly, and hand trucks. Then you have to think about loading ramps, okay? So loading ramps or walk ramps allow for easier loading and unloading of large items into the back of trucks. Very important to think about that. Then I want you to think about moving straps, okay? Shoulder dolly. So shoulder lifting straps, also called moving straps or furniture moving straps, help more evenly distribute the weight of heavy loads while you carry them. Very important. Then you have work gloves, okay? You need a durable pair of work gloves that can protect your hands from moving related injuries, including scrapes, splinters and cuts. As I said before, safety first, boss. Safety first. Your safety is important, okay? And the cool thing about the gloves is that they provide an extra level of protection in case you come across something sharp or unclean, because you're going to be moving a lot of stuff, and you better be ready to make sure that your safety comes first and you protect yourself. Then you need to think about lumber utility rack. Okay, install a utility rack, also called a bed rack, ladder rack, or lumber rack, on the top of your truck bed for extra room and carrying capacity. Okay, then you want to think about shoe covers and booties. Okay, this is important. We're talking again, your safety. You're gonna be hauling a lot of loads for GoShare. Okay, and depending on the load that you're carrying, you might need those shoe covers and booties. So wearing booties or disposable shoe covers will protect the client's home from dirt and grease. Okay, it's all about delivering the loads properly, cleanly, and also maintaining an excellent level of customer support. That's what we care about, right? That's what you should care about too, boss. Okay, so here I've just given you a whole series of pieces of equipment that you need, because you never know, and you better be prepared, because you'll be paying that insurance already, and you don't want to hurt yourself or hurt the clients or hurt anybody else, because you don't want to tap into that insurance and say, you know what, I have insurance and I can do whatever I want. No, safety first. Okay, very important, safety first. So just to recap here: ratchet straps, moving blankets, moving dolly, bungee cords, stretch wrap, okay, dolly or hand truck, loading ramps, moving straps, shoulder dolly, work gloves. Very important. We have lumber, utility rack, shoe covers, and booties. So those are very important. I want you to really keep that in your mind. Take notes. Very important. The third thing you got to think about, boss, we are still talking about a $1 million plus opportunities, business opportunities through GoShare. And the whole thing here is I'm explaining to you what you got to do right now to seize that opportunity and make that paper. Very important. So you want to legitimize your business. You need to establish a legit business. Okay. Now, GoShare is not going to work with you if you are a sole proprietorship. If you are an independent contractor, your chances of getting good loads, profitable loads, that is limited. So right now, I'm telling you, you have to incorporate. I don't care if you choose an LLC, LP, S corp or C corp. It's totally up to you. Okay, but you gotta incorporate. Okay, so you have to name your business. Very important. Okay, you have to actually establish it from a legal perspective. We're talking about, that's what I just said, your legal structure. You choose. Okay, and if you have any doubt, I want you to really seek assistance. You can ask us, or you can go to there are a lot of online LLC formation services in case you want to go with LLC, which we think you should. That's what we recommend. You can even be a single member LLC. In other words, you can be an owner operator, not a problem. Okay. And one thing that's very important here is that you can also please talk to an accountant to see what kind of accounting setup you need to have. Okay. You need to ask the IRS to give you an EIN. Very important. What is EIN? Your employer identification number. This is similar to a tax ID. This is your company tax ID. Boss, are you listening? I want you to take notes. Okay. So your LLC first. You want to file all paperwork with the state's authorities. Okay. You don't file paperwork with the federal though. You don't file anything with federal. You file everything at the state level. Okay. With the state department in your state. So you register your LLC, you file articles of incorporation or organization, depending on the legal structure you have, okay? Then you get your EIN from the IRS, and then I want you to open a business bank account, okay? Very important. I want you to have also a business address, okay? So everything happens, GoShare will actually send you some correspondence, some mail, okay, if they need to, and trying to find a registered agent. Very important, because depending on the legal structure you have, you're going to need a registered agent. This is the person who's going to serve as the middleman, okay, between you and the state when it comes to regulatory matters, when it comes to compliance, because there are certain things your company has to do every year with the state in terms of annual reports, compliance reports, and whatnot. So it's really good. Also think about other things. Your accounting, I spoke about your accounting early. Okay, so think about everything that will legitimize your business. We want to have a legit business. I want to talk to you now, boss, about insurance. you need to get insurance. Now you got to understand that GoShare is not actually shouldering the insurance cost for you. You got to have everything ready. All they do is they have built a marketplace. Okay, they have an opportunity for you, and they will provide you with loads. They will give you a lot of lucrative loads. But you are on your own when it comes to having the whole operation set up. You are on your own when it comes to having a good cargo van, having a working cargo van, having a legit business, having also the proper insurance. Okay, so when we talk about delivery business, what kind of insurance do you need? Okay, you will need insurance for your vehicle. You will need cargo insurance and possibly liability insurance as well, okay? Because the whole thing is you want to protect your business in case of an accident. Boss, do not underestimate this. Very important. Do not ignore this. I don't want you to start working, making money, and all of a sudden something happens, God forbid, and the last thing you know, you are out there in the hospital, or you have to go to court because somebody's suing your ass. We don't want that. So get insurance, okay? So having an insurance policy is also essential for building trust with customers, okay? So this is really important. So whole thing is you can contact a local commercial insurance broker to find out how much it will cost you to insure your cargo van business, okay? And the whole thing is the cost may actually vary based on location, types of deliveries you make, and the perceived risk. Okay, think about that. So how much I know you probably will be asking me how much does delivery and courier insurance cost really? Well, honestly, it's really it is variable. I'm not gonna sit here and telling you that, hey, listen, and tell you the insurance, if you're in California or you're in Virginia or you're in New York, you are in Massachusetts, it will be the same cost. No. The average cost of delivery and courier insurance varies based on several factors, including the vehicle type, the business size also, okay? For example, insuring a fleet of vehicles will cost more than insuring one, okay? So other details that you might think about: the number of drivers, your claims history, your location, the coverage, the exact coverage that you seek, okay? And when we talk about this, you have to think about general liability also. This could be other delivery and courier insurance that you might need, general liability, as well as workers' compensation. Very important, because general liability protects your business against third-party damages and customer injuries, okay? For example, if you damage a customer's property during a delivery, your general liability insurance could pay for repairs and other legal fees. Very important. Now we're talking about marketing. Boss, I'm still talking to you about how to start a GoShare delivery business. And all the steps I'm showing you right now will prepare you to make sure that your application to GoShare actually is approved. In other words, they will look at basically they are going to look at various things in your business to make sure you are the right company for them, okay? And so after having the right truck, having all pieces of equipment, having a legit business, having insurance, I want you right now to think about marketing your delivery business. It's very important to do that because you want to show GoShare that, hey, listen, I am an established business. I'm kicking ass. I'm promoting my business. People are hearing about me. I'm a good worker. I deliver loads. That's what I do. I'm just unstoppable. I am unstoppable. So you got your truck, your equipment. Now you just need customers, okay? And the whole thing here is that you're not going to start right away and just start hauling loads for GoShare if you don't have an established base yourself. Yeah, you have to show GoShare, hey, listen, I mean, I need y'all, but listen, if you're not there, I can kick ass myself too. It's very important. And the whole thing about marketing here is that even though we are speaking about having a GoShare delivery business opportunity, the thing is you never want to put all your eggs in the same basket. Don't put all your eggs in the same basket, boss. Don't do that. What I'm trying to say here is that, of course, you work with GoShare, but who knows tomorrow? Something might happen, right? I mean, they could be out of there, their ass could be out of there, and you like, oh, I've put all my focus on you, and now I'm kind of like, I'm struggling. No, you want to actually have multiple job opportunities, and GoShare should be only one. What I'm trying to say here is that even though the job opportunity is $1 million plus, I want you to make several $1 million a year, and GoShare opportunity will be one of those opportunities, okay? So when we talk about marketing your courier business, you have to think about social media marketing. Very important. Think about Facebook. Think about Twitter, boss. Think about LinkedIn. Yeah. People actually, they're having clients through LinkedIn, of all places. Instagram. Think about email marketing. Think about networking, which you have to do anyway. Okay, this is important. And if you have enough cash, launch an app. Why not? Yeah, because you're trying to reach more people. You can use Google AdWords. You can create a website. You can use referrals. You can have also tracking features. You can use load boards. You can join local business groups. You can leverage influencers. It depends. Again, the whole thing depends on the kind of niche you're in. Okay, you can print brochures and flyers and whatnot. Really, really important. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation about how to start a GoShare delivery business that makes at least $1 million a year, okay? And the next item I want to talk to you about is reputation. You need to build your reputation. Very important. In other words, you are actually, you want to give GoShare the appearance of a well-run business, okay? And if you don't have a good reputation, they're not going to work with you, because remember, they will be doing due diligence on your company to make sure you are the right fit for the platform anyway. So it's important for you to think about execution, customer service, okay? Always trying to be on time. Don't be a lazy ass and trying to show up 2 hours after the client asks you to show up. No, those are things we really have to think about, okay? Use software to keep customers updated. Don't try to do things manually, especially if you have a large operation. You know, as your business grows, as your business expands, you got to have the right equipment, the right technology to make sure that you are actually meeting customers' expectations. Okay, provide different delivery options. Okay, very important. Keep customers updated. Keep them notified. Hey, listen, we are on routes. Okay, right now your package will arrive very soon. Okay, and think about the fact that when we speak about reputation, customer feedback is crucial. Okay, customer feedback is really important. Now, make use of GPS. Yeah, make use of GPS. In other words, you are able to deliver all the parcels you have on time and in good condition. So if there is a traffic in a certain area, or congested traffic, then you know about this. Okay, and the last thing I want you to do in terms of reputation, which you need to have before you apply for GoShare, which I will talk about in the next section, is that you need to exceed your customer expectations all the time. Okay, every time and all the time. It's very important. Now, I'm not asking you to actually do something extraordinary here. I'm just asking you to do the job and do it well. Okay, every job that you have is an opportunity for another job. Think about it that way. When we talk about delivery business, especially with GoShare, keep in mind every job well done is actually the foundation for a next job. Okay, every dollar that you earn is the foundation for the next dollar. So do this job perfectly. Do every job perfectly, boss. Last but not the least, I want to talk to you about how to sign up for this opportunity. Okay, so I want you to look on the screen right now. So you go to GoShare, and there's the section called Join the GoShare team. Okay, so they'll ask you for your first name, last name. You put that. You put all that. You put your date of birth. You put your mobile phone and all that kind of nice stuff. Okay, and then I want you to hit next. Then here they were asking you for a couple of things. You know, do you have a driver's license? Just put yes. You know, are you willing to lift at least 50 pounds? Okay. Don't forget the working gloves that I talked to you about. Very important. They ask you if you have a phone. Well, everybody has a phone these days. They ask questions about DUI. I mean, we put no, okay. And if you have any kind of background, if you have some kind of record, you can put yes. But this does not disqualify you, though. But it's important to tell the truth, okay. In this case, we put no, of course. Do you have auto insurance? You put yes. You got to have auto insurance. Very important. Remember, you are on your own. GoShare is only providing the platform for you. Okay, so click next. Then you have here, you enter your cargo van information. Okay, that's where we put a lot of stuff. And they're asking you also for equipment. Okay, the kind of equipment you have. I was talking to you earlier about the importance of equipment, very important. And you put the trailer length also, because they want to know what kind of load you can haul. Okay, and hit next. And here they sort of summarized everything for you. You can see on the screen here, we just put our hypothetical information here. So this is a summary page that you have. And then once you're done, just review everything. Be comfortable of everything. Be sure everything is accurate. And then hit submit application. So when you hit submit application, you have a page here you can see on the screen. It tells you, welcome to GoShare onboarding. Because this is the page that has everything that you need to have. You can see the process here. You go from orientation to documents and inspection to background check. Of course, they're doing a background check on you, okay? And then you have to submit your payment details so they can wire the cash to you every 4 days, every 3 to 4 days, okay? And here on the screen, you can see here, it says get to know GoShare. They have a video that you have to watch. That video is also available on YouTube for that matter. You can go and watch it. And it's a very introductory video by GoShare and whatnot, okay? So remember, you have to actually upload your profile photo. You have to upload your vehicle's photo. You have to upload your documents, okay? Then you have to go through a background check, very important, okay? And in terms of payments, you have to actually, you have to provide a bank account information, and then they will verify your bank account. And also one thing I want to say here is that for the background check, you are the one paying for it, okay? So basically, you have to pay for it, and the fee is non-refundable, okay? So results of the background check typically take less than 3 business days. If you are in New York, you pay $150. But if you are elsewhere, it costs about $45. But again, you pay for it. GoShare does not pay for it. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it, for your attention. And I was talking to you about how to start a GoShare delivery business that makes at least $1 million a year. So I gave you an overview, and I spoke to you about the steps, okay? You got to have a truck. You got to have the equipment, the pieces of equipment needed. You need to have a legit business. We talked about insurance. We spoke about marketing. We spoke about reputation. And last but not the least, we spoke about signing up. Thank you so much for your attention. I appreciate it. I'll speak to you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.